Hello! I'm trying to, as people show up, sort the Discord thing out because shocker among shockers, I didn't do it last time like I said I would, so oops. There we go. But it's up there now, so if you want to join the Discord server, it's in the links in the Morbid Noob channel. Okay, let's continue. I hope everybody's doing. Oh, look at that! Kim can't hate me. Nobody hates anybody and gives them an embrace like this. Okay, so last time we got to the other side of this island or isthmus or whatever this place is on the coast, and okay, and that's where we pick back up. So I've just become familiar with everything.
Great news. The boat is big enough for a grown man like you to fit underneath it in a supine position.
What would I be doing under there?
Sleeping? What do people do under boats? This is merely a measurement from your visual cortex. Do with it what you want.
Great news, I found somewhere new to sleep.
Huh?
I can pretty much finish the case from under that boat there. It's dry, weatherproof, and free of charge.
Sarcastic self-pity is not what we need at this moment, officer. I understand the situation looks grim, but we must continue with our investigation.
Think of it as a salvation.
Kim
You have
never
a
understands
home
my jokes.
somewhere. All cops do. When this is done, you can return.
Okay. I don't remember what we were doing, to be quite honest. Okay. Okay, we could talk to Titus. I need to forge these signatures. Okay. Oh fuck, I forgot to go find this guy. Okay, oh my god, there's so many tasks, so many chores. If I don't have enough in my own life. This case needs an official name. Oh. I could take that speed I found. What to do? Everything it told me to do is on the other side of that. Is on the other side of the island. It's the place where I just came from. I think I will not go there. I think I'll explore this place instead for a while. Let's see where that gets me. A dark red chair. Okay, seems a little ominous, but all right. A postcard. Sell that for 14 cents. Oh, what's this? Aw, a bow. Can I wear it? This postcard depicts a forest of smokestacks releasing fat plumes of smoke into a blue, cloudless sky. The tinge of age, the color of old teeth, gives it a sickly look. Written on the back is a single sentence repeated twice. I got out. I got out. No addressee. Oh, I can wear it. Oh, yes. Yes, I think so. +2 drama. And no drawbacks. Don't mind if I do. trees, enough to make the wall. Planks, creek. The textures in this game are so beautiful. I love it. Hello. Okay. So we found a sad house. What else? He does, doesn't he? It really pulls the look together, that bow tie. Oop. Sounds of life. We love sounds of life, don't we? Okay. Wait, where are you going? No, 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 no. Why can't I get over there?
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
Interesting that Harry wants to crawl under the boat to sleep in, but has no such ideas about an actual house. Oh. He doesn't think he deserves a house.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
Good
You
thinking,
can
Kim.
revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Oh, okay. No, I don't want to go that direction. I'm literally pointing you in the opposite direction. Come on. Won't let me. Hey, I finally caught a stream. Hey. I'm glad you're here. It's always too hard to crawl under a house is the thing. Faster though, please. I want to see all the things, but let's do it faster. Let's get our bearings so we can solve this murder. Although, I really am not so certain what needs to be solved anymore. It kind of seems like we cracked it. The case is over. The case is closed. But maybe that's why I wouldn't make a very good detective. Always trying to cut corners. That detective, Mariana. Oh hey, look, children. Maybe they'll be nicer than the other children we've met thus far.
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran, possibly Zigayan, also known as the Apricot Sujunti.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
But how does she know you know?
Can't see, then how do you know I was here? She can probably see shapes. Don't be stupid.
I still have a golden ear.
Oh.
Come, come.
Okay.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
Is any house in this town not sad? You know, I don't know. I don't really think Everard's office is sad. That's a man meeting his moment. You know, in a container unit that just gets like picked up and imagine, and like you need to move your house, so you just pick it up with a crane.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Sounds great. As somebody who just moved. What he said. We're cops. We don't cause trouble. We take care of trouble. Yes, we're being super cop. Let's yeah.
Of course.
Say the right thing.
Last time
The thing that will make him
around
happy.
here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
In fact, that reminds me I need to switch my stream information. On a mission to regain Kim's affection. There we go. Okay. 12 years ago. I've been here before.
No, not you personally.
Oh.
I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another. Locked himself in that woodshed over there. He was brooding. Needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him. and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
If I'm considered an ill omen, ill omen. I'm good. Why hasn't anybody told me that?
Maybe
Been a long day.
afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built.
Shit, didn't know you were streaming tonight. Hello. Thoughts on the idea that Texas could be a place with an interesting working class coalition? I think many places like that exist in the United States. One of the nice, sort of cool and interesting things about Oklahoma is that it was like one of the centers of the early 20th century labor movement, right? Like people did not react well, you may imagine, to the Dust Bowl. That's what the Grapes of Wrath is about. Like Oklahoma, like, I mean, Woody Guthrie, Pete Seeger, like these are like Oklahoma bluegrass is a very specific type of protest music, and that was all centered around Oklahoma and the labor movement. Oklahoma was not a right to work state until like the early 2000s. So yeah, I mean, if it can happen there, of course it can happen here. There are plenty of laborers in Texas. I mean, I don't know. It's hard though because like the population here, especially in Central Texas and on the coast, is like rapidly increasing, and that population is primarily, from what I understand, sort of like young working professionals, not unlike myself, you know, who are not necessarily laborers in that way. And I wonder if that might kind of skew the demographics toward a less politically motivated direction. I am very politically motivated, but I mean, I don't think that like the typical person who moves here from California and is like sells car insurance or, you know, does accountant work is especially interested in doing that. They're mostly interested in moving to Round Rock and, you know, living in one of the suburbs. I was finally through the stream to your main channel. Might have accidentally stolen the title for my NITW. What is NITW? Tell me. From your Ring Wraith video's thumbnail? Go for it. Do it. It was just a quote, so you didn't steal anything. Speaking of Guthrie, have you watched Complete Unknown? No, I haven't. I really hate biopics as a rule, but I've heard really good things about it from people I trust, so I will be watching it. I saw the Amy Winehouse movie last year. Oh my god. It was serious dog shit. It was awful. Really, really bad. Almost insulting. No, it was actually insulting, not almost. It was simply insulting. Like framing her as this angel, this like saint who, you know, fell on hard times or whatever is like such a shitty way to present the life of a person that interesting and that troubled, you know. They should have shot it like a horror movie. It would have been really effective. Night in the Woods, yes. I see, okay. That's an idea that socialists should be open to building a coalition with libertarians because we at least agree that we shouldn't be bombing kids. We should absolutely be building coalitions with libertarians. I think that like it's one of my sort of political hot takes that the failure of leftists, and like the reason I think I'm in more of a position to say this is because I have a sort of like familial relationship with the gun industry. Because my partner's a gunsmith. He makes guns. He sells guns. That's his job. He's not like some huge 2A nutcase. But in my experience, you know, there are fewer 2A nutcases than you might expect in the gun world. And the squeamishness of, you know, like liberals especially, but also just like leftists in general around weaponry and violence and firearms, not necessarily like using them even or committing violence or like some, you know, I don't have to like there's this sort of false dichotomy between romanticizing violence and hating violence, and I don't think that's appropriate, especially considering the very real and present violence that the right wing is enacting upon us all right now, you know. I think libertarians, for whatever reason, are more are in more of a position to not reject that kind of thinking out of hand. And additionally, I think a lot of I think that's kind of like the dividing line between libertarians and leftists a lot of the time. Most libertarians I know are, would be leftist, but for their cultural conditions, and that's not something that we should allow to happen. I don't think. That seems like it should be the easiest thing in the world to get libertarians over to a leftist side, I think. Folk music is angry like a steam engine, channeled. Yes, absolutely. I think the problem with the Lincoln Coalition of Libertarians, the Libertarian Party, is dominated by the Mises Caucus, which is very much not aligned with leftist politics of any kind. No, absolutely not. But all of these sort of, von Mises must be Austrian school, right? Because his name is von Mises. I don't know. He's either going to be Austrian or Chicago. These are the people who put forth these bullshit anarcho-capitalist theories and philosophies into what turned into neoliberalism. But the Libertarian Party is dominated by the Mises Caucus. That's well, we should simply redominate it. Like my experience with libertarians is that most of them are libertarians because they just can't imagine any other option because nobody has told them of any other option. Like the impulse is there, the anti-authoritarianism is there, and we just need to, talk to libertarians and make friends with them. I don't think that's as far-fetched a goal as it might sometimes seem. Okay.
I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage, and not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others.
Have libertarians ever made good art outside of South Park? I'm gonna say no. I'm sure they have, but the problem with libertarians is that they really just don't have very much of an imagination. I don't think. That's why they live within a capitalist cultural condition, so they just reflect those values. They aren't really lack a sort of capability to imagine anything outside that, even though they have this sort of anti-authoritarian impulse. I'm sure I'm really insulting any libertarians who might be listening in right now, but there aren't that many of us here. Let's keep it between the 21 of us.
Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Where could someone stay around here? Under that boat?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave.
Depends on your thoughts on Zack Snyder. Yeah, I forgot about Zack Snyder. All his movies are dog shit. I don't think that's a mistake. Oh god, I saw Rebel Moon, both of them, last month. Real good time, I gotta say. I love bad movies, and they are, oh my god, Rebel Moon is like monumentally bad. Really very, very representative of the AI age, in my opinion.
That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shop.
How much is it?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
You're just giving it to me?
No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there.
That's very kind. I'm not sure it's appropriate for the RCM to accept free accommodations. Let's just try that yet. We'll see, go through the motions at least.
Oh, don't. It's your choice. No skin off my teeth.
I'm satisfied just watching the first one. Oh, you gotta watch the second one. It's just as bad in a different way. Truly terrible. I gotta fit it into a video one of these days. My friend loves Sucker Punches, by far his worst opinion. Is Clint Eastwood libertarian? No, Clint Eastwood is just simply a Republican. He's just right-wing. I guess you could, I don't know, you could argue that he's libertarian in some regards. He just strikes me as like, a super rich guy who doesn't really care to investigate his own thoughts. But he is the rare example of a right-wing artist, I guess. He does make good art. even if it's of dubious politics. Not all good art has good politics. Snyder fans are the perfect encapsulation of every specific type of really stupid guy who thinks they're smart because of the art they consume. Yeah, absolutely. Rebel Moon is like it's just Star Wars fan fiction, you know, and like, and that's what all these a really specific type of stupid guy. I don't know. I've been thinking lately about how, like, I think the difference between nerds and artists is that nerds are just collectors, you know, that within nerddom, and it's not wrong or anything, but within nerddom, like, it's just an appreciation for the things that exist, and not really an impulse to create anything new, and that's very much what Rebel Moon is. It's just Star Wars fan fiction. There's nothing new added. There's nothing that speaks to any kind of current moment. Like, Star Wars spoke to this late 70s, you know. Anyway. Why isn't anyone using the room?
My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. I live in the small side attachment. It's easier and cheaper to keep warm.
Got yourself a tenant.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
The libertarians are nerds and leftists are artists. Yep. I'd agree.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
He's a little relieved you're no longer in that room. Should he? This environment encourages one thing, and one thing only: drinking.
Damn, somebody told me last time that I shouldn't pay my rent, that I had a free room coming up, and I didn't heed them. What's in this fishing village?
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
What do you mean?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
Sounds like my street. Can you explain why Frank Ocean is the GOAT from an econ-anthro perspective? No, I can't, because I don't listen to Frank Ocean. Sorry. Good evening, Hampton.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
This place is pornographically poor.
The lack of wealth is the one thing we've got in abundance.
It's a cold, cynical smile.
Riddles fits with the general ambiance here.
Aye. Sometimes it's as though I'm also gotten lost inside this nameless nothing.
I'm lost too.
Oh, it seems to be a common theme these days.
I think I'm in the process of finding myself again. Yeah, let's keep an optimistic tone.
Isn't that what people always think when they are lost? Something I can do for you to find your way, officer?
When are you streaming Fallout? I'll stream Fallout after I finish Disco Elysium. I'm excited to. I haven't played New Vegas in a long time. There's gotta be something here. Tell me.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the Pox.
The Pox? What's
An
that?
old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinderblock houses. Shacks as far as the eye can see.
What happened to the hospital?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
What country music artist do you recommend right now? Don't listen to it much. Heard you're a fan of it. I don't know who told you that. I mean, like, I don't dislike country music. But I don't know if I'm, the place for, to get advice for, like, modern country artists who are good. Rhiannon Giddens is really good. She's a modern country artist. But no, when I listen to country, it tends to be, the classics. Your Willie, your Chris Christopherson, Can you explain the Oklahoma City bombings? I've never understood that very well. Oh, it's very simple. This redneck asshole motherfucker who got kicked out of the army tried to start a race war, partially in revenge for the U.S. government siege on like a sort of cult compound in Waco, Texas. And he decided he was going to do that by blowing up the federal building in Oklahoma City, which didn't make any sense because the federal building was like, you know, Social Security administrators and shit. Didn't make any sense at all. So he did it successfully. He parked a car down there and with a bomb in it and blew it up and drove away. And then they caught him a couple days later. That's it. Just, you know, pointless, senseless waste. Yeah. This is the problem with games with too many endings. I get intimidated about completing them 100% because I'm the kind of gal who wants to see every ending. Me too. That's why I was a centrist in this game for so long. Okay. It's not because I myself am a centrist. Who else lives in this village?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they are away right now.
I thought it was the FBI field office that he blew up. The FBI might have had a field office within the Murrah building, but that's not all they did. No, it was a sort of general federal building.
And then there's the drums. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
Who? What drunks?
Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Don't have to look long to find these guys.
Playing games like Joe Lieberman is crazy. No, it isn't, okay? You're trying to... You just want to keep as many options open as possible until you get a feel for the game. Ugh. Is there a way to make a little money around here?
Here? For you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find.
Alright, there's another topic I'd like to address.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
What's further down the coast?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Why is it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
I get the feeling you're leaving stuff out. What else is going on?
Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea. Huh. It started a few days ago, and now it's blasting even through the night. And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking around the church. I don't like that.
Interesting. You could look into this ruckus if you have the time.
Yes, I think I shall. What else is on down coast?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins. An apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses. Empty.
Which is it then? Apartments or electrical plant? Seems kind of rude. I think I will say anything else of note instead, because I like this lady. She gave me her room.
Of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed.
Okay. How is your... I'll catch up on the chat in a second when we're walking around again. Who'd want to come to a fish market here?
No one. That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else.
That's it? There's gotta be more along the coast.
What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Lancet. Used to be a supply depot. we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible.
Oh, I bet I can get in. With my crowbar.
And now you know everything there is to know about this coast.
Tell me about yourself. Who exactly are you here?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
I lost my name. I think that's what I'd like to tell her.
This
Seems like
things
she'd be
happen
kind about it.
occasionally. Don't worry. You'll find yourself once more.
I was asked to get your signature.
Eh? What's this about? Come now. I can't read all the scribble. Tell me what it says.
Everett wants to turn part of the village into a little youth center. This could go poorly. Ugh. We'll try.
Huh. I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part. The part we need to get out of our houses. Have you asked Lillian about this? I won't even consider signing till I know she's on board.
Where can I find her?
She's right over there. The dark-haired woman, leaning over the railing.
Okay, I'll go ask her for son.
Yes, you do that. Can't let fat Mr. Clare down now, can you?
Okay, goodbye. How was your week? My week was good. I still am. I'm still unpacking. I'm still trying to get all my shit together in this house. I've got all this stuff from my childhood bedroom and also my grandparents' house that I have no idea what to do with, and have just sort of like, you know, when we moved out of my childhood house and when my grandparents finally died. It sounds like I was like, you know, waiting for them to. No, I love my grandparents. They were really nice people. But when they finally passed away, I got a bunch of their stuff, and it's really cool stuff. Like, they had really good taste, but yeah, a lot of it is just like, you know, things that I was like, I can't deal with this right now. Let's just, you know, deal with it in 2 years when I have a house. And now I have a house, so I have to figure out what to do. But it was a good weekend. I see it was a one-stop shop for your federal needs building. Yes, exactly. How are the chicks? The chickies are good. One of them is still in chickie jail, but everybody else is growing very well. Long run, do you plan on being a movie director or producer? Stay as an essayist? I went to LA in order to be a producer. I was gonna do either producing or management. But I got there, and as soon as I got there, the strikes happened, and like the industry wasn't in great shape before the strikes, but afterward it was like really, really bad. And everything I heard was just like bad news. And you know, when my partner got his job here in Texas, I, you know, sat and you know, by then YouTube had taken off in earnest, and I was able to pay my rent with it. So it was just sort of a question of like, well, I can continue doing my own thing and you know, keep making videos and keep writing and see where that takes me, or I can get like a shitty assistant job for a producer I hate, making movies that I don't believe in, or that I think are actively making the world a worse place to live. And so the choice between those two is pretty obvious, I think. I don't know. I've been kind of toying with the idea of getting another master's after the PhD in some kind of science, and going into some kind of climate communication thing or agricultural communications. We'll see. I don't know. This is certainly not like YouTube friendly, but I don't know, with the political situation, it kind of seems like my skills might be needed elsewhere. But otherwise, I may just see about writing a book or something. I don't know.
Hello, mister.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Where are your parents?
My mom's outside, and I didn't really know about my dad.
What's that?
It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on God's good side if you replace the broken skewer you almost certainly broke
What's it for,
I
though?
don't know.
Can I have it? There's someone who really likes stuffed birds.
Sure.
Okay.
Get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
Oh, thank you.
Alright. You just need to grab it from the ceiling and go.
What a nice child. What is that thing you're holding?
It's Lammy. He's
Aww.
my friend.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Lammy looks like he's falling apart.
Yes. Lammy has lived a long life. Lammy was a
Rev... Jolien?
No. That's not it. You know where you are, Lammy?
Let's go to school forever? Yeah, exactly. I just want to go to school forever. Just want to learn new things my entire life. I think that sounds great. I think that sounds like the meaning of life. Not to get too profound about it.
I think she means revolutionary.
Learning is great. I think it's the best thing that humans can do with their time. I think that's kind of why we're here.
Yes! Lammy was a revolutionary.
Tradwife pivot when. Again, everybody should be a tradwife, especially men. You look great today. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Bye!
Bye-bye. I'll be taking this. Ruffed grouse taxidermy. Let's go take a look at it. Ah. Dead body of a grouse stuffed with some unknown material from a distance and might just pass off for the real thing. Bird itself looks extremely ruffled and slightly grumpy. Okay. Awesome. That makes me feel like I did something. Real sense of accomplishment is what I'm feeling right now. This child is literally too pure to live. Yeah, it's a cute kid. Oh! A primer for small children. What does it teach, I wonder? Textbook for the first grade in primary school. On the cover, a humanoid teddy bear is pushing a wheelbarrow full of letters. He's not doing a good job. The letter S is dangerously dangling from the cart while E fell off a long time ago. Children should pay more attention. Interact.
You hold in your hand the colorful primer. The title reads, A Primer for Small Kids.
Please call Lammy soft. The interaction is so cute. Oh, nah. Now I wish I could go back. Damn. Flip through the pages.
Every page has one word designating one letter of the alphabet with a faded illustration. Most of them are scientific and cultural principles. It goes as follows.
Let's do it. Oh, I can't wear the stuffed bird. Day ruined 0 stars. I am a little sad that you can't, like, put it on your head.
A is for azimuth. B is for Boreas. C is for cosine. D is for diamite. E is for ellipse. F is for phlogiston. G is for gamete. H is for homeboy. I is for econ. J is for Eura. K is for collapse. L is for laudanum. M is for
Laudanum.
Ariad. N is for nadir. O is for aureole. P is for perihelion.
Yeah.
Q is for quasar. R is for rhododendron. S is for sinus. T is for tricolor. U is for ultra. V is for vector. W is for Varheit. X is for xylophone. Y is for Ustava. Z is for zenith.
That's it.
That's it. You know the alphabet now.
Kim, I know the alphabet now.
Good. I also know the alphabet.
Okay. Let's see if we can go call Lammy soft again.
Hello, mister.
Yes, we can. What's that thing you're holding?
It's Lammy. He's my friend.
You're so cute.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb
Yes,
that,
cereal.
admittedly, has seen.
Yes. Very soft.
Press your cheek against Lammy.
Isn't he soft?
Cute. Goodbye.
Bye.
Wonder if it looks like I can do that again. That's good to know. If I need morale. Adorable. Oh. These children. Yes. Hello.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
You guys look identical.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
Yeah, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again.
Need to get you some YouTube drama to push those views. What are your thoughts on H3H3 and Hassan Abi drama? In my heart of hearts, I simply can't care about that specific instance of drama. I don't know. I'm not even sure what its root was. I keep meaning to like go back and figure it out, what happened. I don't know if somebody on the chat knows and can give me the spark notes. Maybe I can. Maybe I'll give an opinion. I don't know. My impulse is to say that neither one of them are experts on international politics. So who gives a fuck? I don't know. I know Ela is from Israel and, you know, was in the Israeli military just like every other Israeli. He grows up there, but so you know, it doesn't super surprise me that they're pro-Israel. But I don't know specifically what Hassan said to piss them off and what Ethan said in response to piss Hassan off. And I just, what a waste of time, you know. What does this do? What does this do for Gaza? Anything? Maybe. I don't know. Depends on what either one of them said, I guess. Or what they've been doing. Have they been like raising funds? Have they been advocating in any way other than just like finding excuses to be bitches to each other? I don't know.
You're bad with kids.
What are you, Kidmaster General?
Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything here.
Where's your mom?
The kids don't reply, absorbed in their little game.
Is Lily your sister?
Yes.
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 That's it? You're being laconic about
It
it?
doesn't look like he knows what that means.
Of course he doesn't. Is little Lily your sister?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. My kids take care. The left needs a Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's in question, literally. I've been thinking about writing it. Oh my god. So, you know, I'm sure anybody who's familiar with Substack has heard that they host Nazis there. So it looks like I'm probably gonna have to move to Ghost, which really pisses me off. I don't want to do that. Like, I just got used to Substack. I just figured out how to like that place, and now I think I have to move. So that's super annoying. But I've been like sort of thinking about an article about why the left does not need their own Joe Rogan. That's the stupidest thing. It's like, you know, tell me without telling me that you don't understand anything about like the political economy of the internet. The political economy of the internet is not built to sustain a leftist Joe Rogan. There is no such thing as a leftist Joe Rogan because the internet is like pretty specifically designed to you know, hamstring any kind of values, any kind of leftist values that might be available to express on the internet. There's no community on the internet. There's no generosity. There's no, you know, there's no cooperation. Like, the internet is a fundamentally competitive place. It is a is an ideologically capitalist place, the internet. And if you think that leftism as any like that any kind of leftist ideology can exist in such a place, then you're liberal. Which is like okay to a degree, but you should fix it. Doesn't need a Joe Rogan. We need to turn the TV off. I think we need to turn the computer off. But yeah, I get what you mean. Oh, it's the church. It says streamer streaming Disco Elysium. Oh yeah. But I'm not streaming Disco Elysium as, you know, I'm not doing political activism right now. Nor did I ever claim to. I just don't think that streaming is political activism. It's really, really hard to interpret it as such.
The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock carelessly drilled into the wood.
Because the thing is, like, when you're, it doesn't matter what you're streaming, what you're talking about, you know, how proper your opinions are, you're still streaming. You're still talking to a screen. You're like, all the information that you're putting out is being mediated, by this machine. You're not talking to people, you're talking to text on a screen. Like, you know, I don't know any of you. Like, this is fun for me. And that's why I'm doing it, because it's fun and it seems like, I don't know, a good source of content as I sort of divert attention to the dissertation. I am working on video, though, by the way, which I'm hoping will be done in the next couple weeks. But like, at the end of the day, I am alone in my house on the computer playing a game. There's nothing politically active about that. And so, you know, any kind of political activity that asks you to physically put yourself in that position is trying to isolate you. This is an isolationist medium, you know? That, like, we're still in this, I think we're sort of getting out of it, but we're still sort of living in the vestiges of this attitude that says, you know, it's like the ideology of the internet is basically that the internet is like it's like a primitive teleportation device, you know, and it like magically transports you to other people, so that you can, you know, speak to them in real time. You're not speaking to them in real time. You are being mediated through a screen, and you know, like, not to mention, you know, the requirement of participating in all these other, like, super extractive systems that produce things like computer monitors and cameras. You know, this is not political activism. Political commentary, maybe, but commentary is not the same as activism. This is why, you know, like, in some countries, the word for activist is the same word as the word for journalist, and I can see why that's why that would make sense in some scenarios, but, like, I don't know. I think there's a pretty distinct difference between a journalist and an activist, and I think it's similar to the difference between political commentary and political activism. You know, there's certain aspects of political activism that you have to do in person. Absolutely, it's like, you know, it's a little bit like trying to sustain a long-term relationship, or a long-distance relationship. Like, it can't be forever, you know. There has to be some kind of, you have to come together at some point, otherwise it's incomplete. There's something you're missing. I think it's a similar thing. I think that like truly, I think that the kind of erotic energy like that is not dissimilar to the kind of energy required for actual political, you know, actual sincere political movements. These are both extremely concentrated and strong forms of energy. I don't know, I sound really woo-woo right now. I'm not trying to be, but, like, you know, whatever. You get it. You know, these are things that require really, really intense emotions that can only be expressed in completeness when you're actually there in person physically, and there are physical stakes. Okay, you must enter the church. Oh, save here? Okay, I will save here. This episode of the Leftist Revolution Pac-Man Hour is brought to you by the cobalt industry. Yeah, exactly. Priest in your mufti, what is your faith if it costs you nothing? Madres Buscadoras, yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah, there's similar groups in all sorts of Latin American countries. I don't think I've ever heard of Hearts of Iron. Sorry, rattle the door to see if they open.
Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
I don't think that's going to work.
Inspect the carpentry.
On the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. 2 large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Touch of woo-woo is bad, I agree, but you have to explain. You gotta be able to articulate your woo-woo a little bit. Run your hand over a beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
That Discord invite ever gonna end up on the stream channel? It is there! It's there. I did not do it after the last stream like I said I would, but I did it right before I opened this. It is there in the links. I did it. Take a closer look at the padlock. So if you go to the Morbid Noob YouTube channel, go to links, you will find the Discord server. And you may join it if you like. Take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
As a Latin American, my existence has always been shaped as a servant of the first world. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know if there's anything any of us can do individually about any of the positions we're in. Like, the way, like, I don't know. I think it's kind of, you know, maybe in the end Donald Trump is the hero that we all deserve. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's healthy for Americans to understand that all the stuff we have is really ill-gotten. It's not magic. It's not the free market. It's slavery and exploitation and extraction and complete disregard for future generations. So, you know, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world for Americans to be as abused by our government as our government has traditionally abused other countries.
It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Ever thought about how you would use your channel for activism if you think that's even a good idea? I don't know. I feel like I've used it to the extent that I think it's capable of using something like YouTube for activism. Like, I consider the Sound of Freedom video to be a fairly activist video. You know, I put a fundraiser on there. It's you know, gained I think a couple, like, I don't know, like $500 or something. Certainly more than that movie ever gave to to any kind of anti-trafficking organization. So you know, I think a place like YouTube is really good for spreading information, and if you can present it in a way that's like compelling to people, then that's sort of the beginning and end of the use of YouTube for activism. And like, I don't know. Sometimes that makes me feel a little hopeless because it's like, well, you should be doing so much more. And I, you know, whatever. I go to protests and I try to be involved in whatever way I can in person. But it is like, I mean, like, social and cultural analysis is my job. So I guess I should do my job and do my part. And this is my part to analyze, I guess. Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle.
He said thank you once.
And a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
What makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Feel the same. You've done your job well. Thank you. That's good to hear. YouTube is extremely isolating. It's not a pro-social job, regardless of how many views you get or who you collaborate with. It's one of the things that one of the patterns that is emerging as I talk to YouTubers for the dissertation is that like, man, I thought it was just me that felt so alone. You know, it's like that. Like that's the position that YouTube sort of forces you into. If you make YouTube videos, then chances are that your brand centers around you and only you. You know, that sucks. That's not how any previous media system used to work, and it's pretty disturbing. I think that what is essentially our mainstream media now is just comprised of like people in their room alone making videos, super preoccupied with, you know, whether they're going to be able to continue making enough money to eat. It sucks. It's bad. Holy shit. Take another look at the boring padlock for absurdity's sake.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Can I put links in here? Yeah. You can put links in the chat. That's fine.
It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Inspect the stable.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least.
Will we ever get to read/watch your dissertation? Yes, it will be posted here. I'm trying to get it done before, I'm trying to defend in December, so the end of the fall semester, and then after I defend, after it's approved, I'll adapt it to video. Yeah, so I'm hoping the adaptation process won't take too terribly long, but it is probably going to be like 5-hour-long videos, so yeah.
Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
I'll save, don't worry. Okay, fine. Let's back off now.
This padlock is sturdily built. It'll be easier to
leave.
If you really think we should get in there, we need to find some other way.
I'm not interested in the church right now. I'm interested in saving. And okay.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
A dissertation defense vlog would be fire. You know, these days it's fairly standard to invite the public to dissertation defenses through Zoom meetings. So when the time comes, I'll post the Zoom link to my dissertation defense. If anybody wants to drop in, they can, if they like. Not one 5-hour-long video, no. 5 1-hour-long videos. Okay, try to peel the sticker off without ripping it. Let's try it.
There's nothing
Yay.
like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Shake it off your thumb and throw it in the wind. Let's not put it on the cover. That seems like an ill omen. Let's put the sticker in the ledger after last entry where it belongs.
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Apply some official force on the padlock. We didn't do a save scum last time, so it'll be this one.
A minute or so of mauling away at the lock has led to no success. The pry bar in your hand is giving you 0 mechanical advantage.
Admit
The
defeat.
doors remain unchanged, closed with a padlock.
We'll see. I'm gonna save scum if I don't have to, but nah, let's do it. Who do you see as Bernie's successor as leader of the far left? He's in better shape than me, but he's getting old. Yeah, he'll be gone soon.
Heavy.
With any luck, Trump will go
more than
first.
Twice your height to stand shut in front of you.
Probably AOC.
Sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast.
She's one of the very
There's
few people
nothing
doing
like the sound
anything,
of a stick
you know,
of beat.
trying any kind of recourse, and speaking about this situation with the severity it deserves, instead of just acting like this is, you know, like a slight, just a little roadblock. Our Republican colleagues will see reason eventually. This is all just a show. Fuck off. You know, do you care about democracy or not? Do you have any principles at all? If so, then fucking fight for them. And she's one of the only people in Congress actually doing that. In the ledger, sticker in the ledger. Okay.
Was a gold star. You jam
Yay.
the fiber between the lock and the staple and apply force. Your biceps bulge from the strain.
You don't need to save
Metal
scum. There's either, right?
creaks
Oh,
and squeals.
too late.
The pathetic old wood, rusty screws, and one nail stand no chance against the forces of leverage. From deep within, a bellow rips.
Brrr.
Suddenly, the pry bar snaps. Metal shavings fly everywhere. The upper half, between the lock and the staple, falls to the ground with a thunk.
Fuck. How's this even
Tools
possible?
break, officer. Try to control yourself.
For example, see how calm I am, although you broke my favorite pry bar.
I broke the pry bar. Where do I get a new
I
one?
don't know. You don't.
Man.
Maybe we'll find a new one. I don't carry more than one pry bar with me. I thought this was a lousy way to enter a place of worship that's already in disrepair. I guess the church agreed.
This was surely just a freak accident.
Damn it. You people lost me my pry bar.
If you really think we should get in there, we need to find some other way.
400 Discord users in the dissertation would be crazy. Yeah, the dissertation defense, you must understand, dissertation defenses are a formality, you know. It's just an opportunity for you to get together with your professors and tell them all the stuff you learned and use your professor voice for the first time. That's it, you know. But they're fun. They're definitely fun. And then they like send you out of the room, and then they talk with each other for like 5 minutes, and then they call you in and call you doctor. It's very pleasant. Okay. Should we start with that kick drum coming from the ice?
Yes, the pulsing bass. An indication of junior delinquency.
Why have I got this vignette on my... Is that just what happens when you scroll out that much? Talk to the teens on the ice that give you keys. And y'all are really trying to get me through this game. Trying to watch Fallout. I'm so excited for the next season. I've got a couple friends working on it. I've got a friend who's Ella Purnell's lighting double. What fun. That's a great job. You stand and you do nothing and just, you know, sit in a really cool set and watch Walton Goggins be cool. Okay. What's in here?
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
We told you to get the keys. That's cap. Nobody told me any such thing. New emotional support in-hand item. Yeah, I need one. I asked what is it a movie producer actually does. I'm trying to be an asshole, just curious. Movie producers basically are in charge of like the logistics of getting a movie to happen. Typically their like first and foremost job is finding funding, and being the sort of intermediary between the creative team, the directors, actors, mostly director, and the writer, and your financiers. That's what producers do, basically. Boop. What do you think of a sitcom set in an airport? Maybe. Would it be like a... Would it be like a... what am I trying to... like a flight attendant sitcom? I could see it. The craft services, yeah. But this is why producers get the Best Picture Oscar. It's like typically a producer is the person who like gets a hold of a script and then goes and sells it basically and gets everybody together and you know, like assembles a team. They're the ocean of a movie production. They get everybody together. So movie can't happen without the producer doing their job. What is this thing?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot on the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
Okay. There's no way I'm getting in there. I'm not committed to only one safe scum per game, so... Somebody told me where the kids on the ice were, and I didn't pay attention. Well, I did, but truth be told, I've already forgotten because I've got internet brain. That's what happens. You lose your memory. Everyone wants to guide you through the game. There's so many magical moments that can simply be missed. I understand. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's fine with me. It's a joke door? What does that mean? Like there's nothing useful inside it. It's just there to make me look like a fool. Make me think there's useful stuff in it. The border rises to your south. I am missing the whirling in rags music. I'll have to do it myself. Isn't that gorgeous? God, where is everybody? Ooh, look at all this stuff I can click on. Okay. Clothing!
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing.
Okay, I will not be wearing this.
It smells really bad.
Touch it.
The cloth, if you can still call it that, makes a soft crunching sound as you thrust your finger into it.
Do not use the payphone without saving. Okay. Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
It might be a clue.
A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets?
There could have been multiple seagulls.
A poet could write a dozen verses and still not begin to capture the profound vexation in that song.
I don't think I'm succeeding in my mission to make him like me again.
You should still take it.
Filthy jacket. Surely I can wear this thing, right? This filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. Interact.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
1 second, I hear distress from the chickies. I need to let the bad chickie out of chickie jail, I think. But 1 second. Be right back. Never mind. They're fine. I don't know what they're yelling about. Okay. How did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
The jacket is speaking to me.
Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Seriously.
Think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
True. Yikes. Chicks are starting a riot at Chiggy Jail.
It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Gross.
Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in blood.
Ew, ew, ew.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Okay then. Lost some morale. Learned nothing. Just another day for Detective Ambrosius Casto. It's Casto, right? Not Casto. Yeah, it is. What's this? I can carry the boombox. Emotional support boombox. Is this it? Yeah. Sweet. Okay. Let's play this one.
The porter reel is just...
Lay the tape.
Come on.
The harbor.
Okay.
That's...
When this shit is done, I'll put...
We already did this.
Presses the button marked
I think we've got it.
as
Okay.
contrast. The porter reel is just... You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing.
I feel like I'm doing this wrong.
Then the organ stops telling you about the time. Within seconds you know this is the one. A click, then silence for a bit.
Good
Of course
gracious.
you
We already
can
did
be up.
this.
The guards, the lieutenant.
Can I do nothing with this boombox? Does it not play on its own? I could swear it did. Oh well. Oh. Oh. -1 perception, +2 encyclopedia. Let's just take a look. I am already wearing glasses. Ooh. No, I think these glasses are better, but we have to try it. Nausea-inducing hell glasses. No, I don't think so. There we go. Much better. Okay. Payphone, somebody said. Let's go take a look at the payphone. Money. Ooh, here we go.
Smell. It's awful and familiar.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency, that faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. It is death. It must be.
You need to load a tape. I already saved. Did you not see? I do think it's incumbent upon all of you to bully me into playing this game well. Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Mm-hmm. Careful there. The floorboards look rotten and weak. The other day, my guy was walking around our house and, you know, just checking shit out, just walking around your house like one does. on our porch, and he stepped onto one of the stairs going down from the porch, and it just fell right through. So mad. Our landlord is a really nice guy, but he did not do his due diligence in figuring out whether this place was livable.
And a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
So give me money on Patreon. Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Liver strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unideal.
It's a dementia anger right there. Fuck you.
A tragedy.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
How many movie commentaries are in the queue? I want to upgrade my subscription. Ooh. I don't know, to be honest. I'm behind on a lot of stuff, and figuring out extras for Patreon is one of them. So, sorry. You don't have to give me money on Patreon if you don't want. I was being facetious, exaggerating a tad. I make okay money. Not great money. Not even good money, really, but okay money. I support myself. Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads, Shish Kebab Revachon. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Mexico is North America. Can I get a book, please? Yeah. Mexico is North America, so you can get a book. Oh, do I gotta go talk to this drunk guy. What am I thinking?
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and
Tiazu, no.
at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg.
Uh-oh.
The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Oh, man.
Another day. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made.
Search his
You
pockets.
find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Prima Zoo is better. It's better.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. A bad
Damn, what
fall.
happened here?
It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years. He was confused when he died. Confused and alone, most likely. Overcome with the awful surprise of it all.
Jesus. Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. an open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him.
Yikes.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
No, just this one at the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Jesus, step on the
They
floorboards.
screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something
Breaks that
beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Examine the bottle.
A .75-liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
Tear all around us. I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
How dare you think you need to tell me that, Kim? Who do you think you're talking to?
It feels disrespectful.
Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death.
Ugh.
Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there.
Damn.
Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
Yeah, we all did that when we were kids. You know, get a whole pack of Bubblicious and just stuff it all in there until it feels like you're chewing on a wet sock.
He ate the whole pack, right?
That's a core memory
Just to
for me.
cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
Jeez.
The
Step
entire
back.
boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
What's your take on when more creative freedom for the director of a movie starts to do damage versus when a director does better with more creative control? Let's see. When more creative freedom for the director of a movie starts to do damage versus when it, okay, do better with more creative control. I mean, I don't know. Like I suppose like Zack Snyder is a good example of a creative or a director that does worse the more freedom he has. I think this is a problem of a rising oligarchy in the film system. That's it. Just like anything else, is the more oligarchical something gets, the less meritocratic it becomes. You know. That's it. Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
This is an omen, a sign from above. Don't start drinking again.
He looks like me.
Well, at least you're not married.
Yikes.
Or, what if you are?
But let's try to not...
Seems like Kim would know.
For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Could it be related to the lynching? Doesn't seem like it.
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Agreed. If this somehow converges later, why not? But keep it simple for now.
What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Right. No, we're not going to get anything from the rest of them.
Although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with them?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Damn. Another body. Okay. What about a field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal. And this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
Yeah, okay. I don't see anything criminal here. Let's leave it at that.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
We found him. We should finish this.
Alright. We should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station for Mike and Emma. Let them know we are taking the case.
Okay. Super cop. Dead body on the boardwalk. Call the station about the dead body. Examine the library card you found on the dead man. Okay, we can do that now. Folded library card. Library card found from the pocket of dead man on the Martinez boardwalk. It's still slightly damp to the touch. The cover bears a stamp of Jamrock Public Library. I'm surprised they still have public libraries in this place.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean.
Hey, a
expires
name.
July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member.
Look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Look at the back side.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005-02-55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours, 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from Mike and Emma. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Good idea.
Oh, oops. No, well. It's okay. Okay. What else is here? We can go talk to those delinquent teens you all have been telling me to go talk to. I do want to get on that payphone again though. Where was it? Bars on the windows. Ooh, who are you? What's this? What's going
You
on
see
here?
A once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
You said the church across the ice, okay.
A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Okay. Can't go there. Another power box. Ooh, what's in here? Money? Yes. Hello, family.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with. You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Khan Hailostam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Hypertext.
Nice to meet you.
Hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Okay. What was that about the windows?
Oh yes. So Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
The restless hands on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into verbs lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental country.
What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
Raises his hand to his eyes, shield himself from the pattering rain. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics.
Okay.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Look at the building looming over
It
you.
looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
Disco music ambience is replaced by the dog on wood floor ambience. Yup. Oof, oof, oof. What's an R&D department? Research and development. Duh.
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore. You're probably more familiar with RTD, research and technological development.
Mayor Kalpa, you are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
I don't think I've ever heard of this field electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer. This guy sounds a little bit like Paddington.
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bringing them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
Revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even a boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
So Feld Electrical built this boardwalk.
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
Friendly white Nordic liberal ambience. What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Sure, what did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Raver on her political concept album From Becer dans ce Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Raver stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
I'm kind of forgetting about this part of the discussion. How did those tape computers work?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Buckle up.
Oh, God.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team, trying to...
Oh, Tommy's interfering with my lamp.
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center?
Your ambience is as inferior as your haplogroup.
He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juice?
Okay, the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center, Paul Ackerman, Keith and Guy Juiced. What are you talking about?
The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ackerman, chose to...
You're making this up. Kim, is he making this up? Yeah.
In fact, I'm not. The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
Just see Tommy. If she walks near, close enough within my line of reach, I'll grab her.
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
RCM should get some of those.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to the precious device. So they did. The Feld playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
The Feld playback experiment.
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
I want to ask something else.
But of course. What else?
I don't think Kim likes it when I ask people about money, so I think I will just thank him for all the interesting information and depart.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to begin. A very interesting conversation indeed.
I don't think I like this guy very much. Oop. Oh yeah, a thought. Wompty Dumpty Dom Center. It's Wednesday evening and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wunder twins Guy and Keith Juiced are the stars of the show with their bomber jackets and white sneakers, head curators of this art exhibition. It's the Wompty Dumpty Domiest event of the year and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Where are you if you're not there? What does this do for me? We'll consider it. Foreshadowing. Is that so? Okay, let's find these delinquent teens. Okay, I was here, so Okay, here's some ice. Can it be lowered on the other side? Okay. Alright. It's taking a lot of patience to do this. Who are you?
A shaggy-looking girl
Oh.
in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Oh. Hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing.
Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat?
Huh?
Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder.
I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I should and I do.
Oh. I didn't notice that.
It's nice. You should wear one too if you plan on staying outside in this weather.
Yeah, well. Look, man, fuck the hat.
Regain authority in her eyes. I don't think this is gonna go well, but sure, let's try it.
Lots of feeling. Feel it up.
Oh.
Way up.
Oh no, no, how do I get out of here? Oh no, how do I leave my own body? Oh, fuck the hat, is that what you said? I can't believe you told fuck,
You're saying
man.
it really loud,
Oh
but
no.
it's not right.
Oh god.
Maybe add more.
So just take this, oh no. Right here on the sea ice. Oh my god, fuck. Puff your cheeks as if you can't even breathe in sheer indignity of the, oh my god, oh no, oh, I fucked it up, oh my god, fuck, oh no, I can't do this, we have to start over. We saved fairly recently, we're, okay. Yeah, uh-huh. I couldn't.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
No. I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
This partner of his, Eyes, things didn't end well. It saddens him to say his name. Don't even ask. He wouldn't answer. Maybe some other small talk.
Can you still shoot though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't need to see the ice cop hat fuck show. I'm good. This game has embarrassed me enough as it is. Oh. Money! Wow. Wow, look at all the money. It's everywhere. Oh, morale. Mind if I do? Oh, it's gonna take me all the way up there. Okay, fine. Let's do it. Okay, go do the check again. In one of the streams, somebody told me that if it's a 3% chance, it's just not going to happen. That there's some kind of bug that makes those actually impossible, and it's just there to give you false hope. I guess I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Maybe we should try to regain confidence. Or regain authority in her eyes. I already went to talk to a old lady. I already got a cheaper room. So I'm set there. Sure. Let's do it. You do critical succeed if it's a 3% chance.
Or early 20s.
What's that mean?
Kneels on the ice.
What is what does critical success mean in this situation?
Oh. Hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing.
Primazoo, what's happening? Well, we're trying to pass a speech check. It's freezing. Wear your hat. Wear hat.
She didn't hear you.
You got a hat
Yes, I
on.
do.
I have a hat.
Oh. I didn't notice that.
It's nice. You should have hat.
Yeah, well. Look, man, fuck the hat.
Let's do it.
Lots of feeling.
Hey, well,
Feel it up.
we try again. Okay.
A shaggy looking.
Oh,
It's cold out here.
Hat.
Maybe she didn't hear you.
Hat.
so should you.
I have hat.
Oh. I didn't. Yeah, well.
Your eyes
Yes!
are fixed on her as everything is very still. Dangerously so.
It's like I have really good luck on these rolls, but only on, the second or third try. If it doesn't happen then, it's never gonna happen, but it's never gonna happen the first time either. What did you say?
She looks down, pretending to be busy with the device. Make her meet your eyes. The kid isn't arrogant. She's just afraid to look you in the eye. You already put her in her place.
I'm the police. Avoid that kind of language with me.
You're right. I shouldn't have sworn. I'm sorry.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing.
My
Most
work
men
here is
wouldn't
done.
exactly call her pretty. There is a manliness to her, a coarseness.
I have some questions for you.
Okay.
What a waste of a crit. Listen, I don't think I get a limited amount of those. What's your name?
Estelle.
What's your surname?
Why?
I'm the police.
Okay. It's Berger.
A very common name.
What's that device you got there?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
What about the wires?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
It's a contact microphone.
Contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike.
What? Any news on my wife's name? How about my mother?
You're welcome.
Does this have anything to do with contact mic? Let's just do them all.
Yeah, I record stuff with it.
I mean the boxer contact mic.
No. This is a contact microphone. It's for recording inside of solid objects. Contact mic just beats people up.
Okay, we're not going to talk about contact mic anymore. How does that thing work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Where did you get the mic from?
Same place I got the recorder from, the Palaceum.
What's the Palaceum?
Oh man, you haven't been to the Palaceum? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though.
Sounds interesting. Who is this Arno guy?
Oh yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person.
I get down.
I don't know what that means.
I grind.
I don't know what that means either.
That means I'm hit beyond my years. Neither do I, actually. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Get down, grind.
She breathes on her fingers. Looks like she doesn't know what to say.
Never mind. Let's talk about the contact mic instead. Contact mic doesn't just beat people up. Oh God. On second thought, oh god, this isn't good. This isn't good. You should try to be more like contact. I don't know why I said that.
Yes?
I have some non-mic questions for you.
Okay.
What are you doing out here in the cold?
Recording, I guess.
Are you recording?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound.
What happened to the old headphones?
What happened to the headphones?
My boyfriend sold them.
What for?
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious.
What are these recordings for? The cracks, footsteps?
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music.
Oh.
They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the
Good night,
ice and
Caviar.
keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
Just nod.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be like a music place anyway. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
Oh, I like her.
She looks at the recording device. The thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape. It's turning out to be an empty fantasy. She feels childish. Very useless all of a sudden.
Fuck.
The sharp drop in endorphins is almost visible. Like a warm blanket has fallen off her shoulders. The wave of chill. The quivering jaw. Indications of a drug high.
Jesus.
Take this, your call.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay.
Shit. Give her your hat. I think I should. I think I will.
Thanks.
I feel better about myself now. You said it's supposed to be a music place. What is?
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not going to be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
And who are these boys?
The boys.
Yeah. Andre and the guys. They're inside, in the tent.
And why is that?
Why are you freezing out here when the boys are inside?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room.
Stuff like what?
Music stuff, mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it.
You mean like those headphones your boyfriend sold?
Yep. They were pretty. I'm sorry we sold those.
Why not just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze?
That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really.
Yikes.
Doesn't matter. I can take the cold.
I had some other questions.
Go ahead.
Tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church.
It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Palaceum. Except that, yeah.
What would you say is the aesthetic you like the most? You need to collect with your Gen Z audience. What's the aesthetic I like the most? I think, I don't know. Aesthetic how? What kind of aesthetic? Make the club happen. Okay, I'll try. What is anodic dance music?
You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Okay, got it. About the church.
What do you need to know?
Do you want to turn the church into a club?
I know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it.
I see, like cottagecore, dark academia. Like I do like the dark academia stuff. In better moods, I like light academia. It's true. It's very predictable. I'm predictable that way. Zoo is Gen Z. Their background would have bisexual lighting. True.
Hey, don't get me wrong, but you're cops, right?
Yes. Why do you ask?
Okay, well, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys, because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right?
I'll talk to them.
They're inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else?
Did you put the padlock on the church door?
No.
No?
Not really, no.
Not really?
She's trying to get out of a direct lie with semantic tricks. She personally didn't put the padlock on the door.
So if you personally didn't, then who did?
Yeah, you know, that's what I meant. Noid did. Noid put the padlock on the door.
Why did this Noid person put a padlock on the church door?
To keep more weirdos from getting in. Fucking Martinez. I'm sorry. It's got the worst weirdos. If you get around to it, ask Andre about him, he'll tell ya.
Enough about the church, I had another
Go
question.
ahead.
Hope I make it.
The device is still warm from her touch and heavy as
Yes.
from the batteries inside. The company logo, Omicron, adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands.
Shit, I'm sorry you have to sit here on the ice with the drugs wearing off at your age or any age in this weather waiting for it to get dark.
She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup.
The people who built this world intended it to be better for you. But they failed. It is easier to live in their failure with this by your side.
The wind howls. She remains silent. It's real. Tell me.
It's not a childish fantasy. It can be a real weapon against what's coming for you now.
What is?
I'm once again reminded of how Contact Mike rose from the slums of San Baptiste to the top of the boxing one. Yeah, I don't think so. Dark, nothing. If you got this, don't be scared. Yeah, that one.
Okay, I'll stick to it.
Good. I feel
Something
better.
changes between you two. She looks at you differently now. As an equal. A fellow human being.
So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer?
Eating me? There's nothing eating me.
Come on, I can tell. But, okay. Be a boyadero about it if you want to.
I guess there's something that's been making my life hell.
What
Just
is
a
it?
little thing. The plight of the working class, everyone mooching off the entrepreneurial class, shackling the doers. I think it's all these foreign people taking our jobs. People just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. Yeah, that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no one understands that sometimes you've got to make sacrifices for the sake of progress. What fuck? Okay. Okay, well, I'm
So,
locked into it now.
The thing that's been eating you is the slow pace of social progress.
No, that's probably not it, is it?
No, it sounds like you just got chick issues.
Now that you mention it, I found these letters I'd thrown in the trash. They might have something to do with it.
Okay. Why'd you think that?
They were written in a woman's hand, and oh boy, did reading them make me not feel good.
There you have it then, chick trouble. Not political after all. Who was she?
Sorry, a car just drove by, and that never happens, so I had to monitor it. I don't remember.
Really? You seem to be pretty upset about this chica. Are you sure you don't remember anything about her?
I remember her scent, and that's all.
Wow, man. That's some pretty strange shit. Are you sure the letters were for you?
Yeah, I'm sure. Why would I have reacted so strongly
How
otherwise?
come you don't remember though? Is it like some selective memory thing?
You might have a point there. Selective memory.
Yeah. Or it might just be some psych bullshit, you know? Königstein wank.
What is this Königstein wank?
You know, the psych thing they've got going on there. Rich people like it. People in Königstein are mostly rich.
Thanks for the bullshit psych thing, then.
You're welcome. Might be for the best to keep that shit forgotten though. Just my opinion. If it itches, don't scratch.
Stop itching my nose, then. Actually, that's it for now.
Okay, bye.
Okay. I feel alright about that interaction. I did my
The
best.
tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel, reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock. are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Hang the fuck on. I just read the news about Canada considering ban access to Pornhub in the US. As though every motherfucker who ever complained about sex workers and adult entertainment are going to start using the most pro-intersectional Marxist feminist arguments ever to... Oh my god. Is that true? They should. Americans would revolt. Continue.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Yeah, okay, squeeze in.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Okay.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Frosted tips. Hello, late 90s.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Shit, shake his hand.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg! Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation. We like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
How many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
As you progress this quest, the music changes. Interesting. Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
Was this something you wanted? Your friend Isabel said there was a problem with the church. They have concepts and plans.
Good. Yeah, it's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of Marcomania on the coast.
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face. Don't fall for it.
I feel a sneeze coming on. It'll come back. Enough histrionics. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads?
You never do drugs.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revershoal.
Strike that! The world!
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burners really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
I feel like you may be laying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about these dopeheads and burnouts?
They're spooky.
What do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse. People just wanna spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
Tell me more.
All right, man.
Help the Ravers start a nightclub.
Andre's
Let's do it.
obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange giving looks.
Isabel told me Noid put a padlock on the door. Why?
I did ask Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
Oh god, they're locked in? Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. How long have those people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week.
Jesus! How can you be sure they haven't starved to death?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
I do not... too many side hustles in this. Yeah, I have too many side hustles in real life too, so I can never get anything done.
Ruinous past that led you here. There was something called...
It's a gift and a curse.
You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there.
Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means?
Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive. I mean, come on. Most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. What does anything mean, really?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like nonsense.
You're right. It is nonsense. Total garbage. I knew you'd see through it. You're one smart cop.
It feels good to be the smart cop, doesn't it? That's a good cop to be. Has a nice ring to it. Smart cop. You wouldn't want to be stupid cop, now would you? But still, maybe he's just sucking up to you.
You can stop buttering me up now, thank you.
Okay. I won't do that anymore.
I need the key.
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key. All right.
The speed freak dips into his belt pack, produces yellow key, makes a sudden cool infused move, tossing it in your general direction. Be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies toward you.
It's as if
unbelievable.
You think you can sense the key moving in the air. Yeah,
oh my
this is
god.
going to be way cool.
Raise your hand in front of your face with minimum effort.
Blam.
Oh
Straight
lord.
in the eye. Straight in the old eyeball. In the looking ball. A stabbing pain.
Yikes.
Tears stream uncontrollably from your right eye.
Dork cop confirmed. Ouch. Can you see I'm in pain now?
I'm super sorry. That was totally my bad. I got overexcited. I threw him too hard. I'm sorry.
He looks like he's genuinely sorry. He didn't throw them better.
Oh no. No! I don't want to do this!
I really am sorry, man. Just take this, okay?
Wow. Looks like there's quite a lot there.
Should I take the money or not? Will Kim know? Will he be mad about it? Nah, I don't need your pity money.
The key?
He is shackled in his spot, uncomfortably, still feeling sorry for the mishap.
We were talking about the padlock, I think.
Yeah, other questions.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Who exactly are the people in the church?
The truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't even seen them and you want the police involved?
Well, there's also the machinery.
This machine is of the deeply mystical variety.
Call yourself a hustle god.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water.
Water.
Like it.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
You're such a Texan, pejoratively.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Ed.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
You haven't physically seen anyone?
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times.
What?
And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kind of it.
Texan cop would have hustled the bribe and arrested them anyway, exactly. Oh my god, I saw a video yesterday that made me so happy. This guy just like walking past a cop in the car and saying, "Fuck you, man," and walks away and the cop tries to arrest him, but like he can't, obviously, because it's not against the law to tell a cop to go fuck himself. And it's just, you know, and like he calls it back up and whatever, and the sergeant comes and he's like, so what did he do? He told me to go fuck myself, and it's like, yeah, it's a great video. Was that about something watching you?
Like, you aren't alone, you know? It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Such an old video, it's so good, yes. Yes.
Not human, as in a ghost. Do you know what he means?
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling.
No,
Like
thank
some
you.
kind of crab man.
A crab man?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling.
Mhm.
Like a crab.
Awesome.
Stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls.
Ambush behavior. Crab man.
Crab man! Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
So he hasn't even been in there lately. Is he afraid?
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
Yeah, it's morbid Zoota. It's Morbid time.
There is no crab man.
Let's go check out the crab man.
In with this nonsense.
Can you tell me more about the
You
machinery?
should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
So how can you be sure they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't even seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
This is a below feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy.
Wow, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. I don't see a single thing wrong with this argument. Nah, let's not be that much of an asshole. Well, I guess we've already walked right past that sign, huh?
I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you.
Okay, let's talk about something else.
What?
Well, you mentioned some kind of ecclesiastes in the church. Who are these ecclesiastes?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
Now humor me, Andre. What is the founding party?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation.
And?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the innocentic system, no?
Dementia-ridden millennial remembers Morbius live on stream. They sound exactly like the kind who would want loud anodic music in their church.
You're right, they do. The Pericarnassian church is about love. Anodic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We're done.
This voice actor had a lot of fun.
Love is hardcore. Unity. Unity. Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters.
I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What is a posse? You?
Your posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cup posse. You look out for each other and you party together. That's a posse.
And where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent.
You're right. How could the founding party be anything but enthusiastic? Dance music is about love, and so is the Pericarnassian church.
Yeah! Yakutata! The place to be!
He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericarnassianism.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
So glad I got home from board game night in time for this. What board games did you play?
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
The one with the large head. is still looking at you, nodding his head. Wait, you feel like you can go for a little disco when, or if they get this club going, you've got it in you.
I wanted to ask about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
Anachrony. I've never played this game. I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even is running water.
It's distilled too.
Oh. It's the one they sell at the fuel station.
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of.
Hate to tell you, it reeks of sweat in here.
It does, doesn't it?
Told you we have a smell problem.
I also smell ether. Why?
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
I download this game's soundtrack and write to it. That's not a bad idea. I downloaded the soundtrack to Over the Garden Wall, and that's great to write to.
No.
It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent, like laundry detergent.
He sniffs the air, then shrugs. It doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related. They look and act like the kind of guys who've done their fair share. Unlike the girl outside, however, the boy's breathing is regular. Their jaws stay put and their pupils aren't dilated, so they're not under the influence currently. At least, not under the influence of stimulants. That doesn't rule out hallucinogens, benzos, some depressants. How do you know all this?
What's with all the Nosafed?
The what now?
The Nosafed Ultra. You have a lot of it lying around.
Oh, the old Ultra.
He's like an actor, looking to the souffleur for his line.
I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
You sound fine to me.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Nosa, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosafed is the shit.
Can I have some? I have some nose problems too.
Sure.
Thank you.
The Nosa. Blast away.
Okay, enough of this.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Look at my chances. I love it. Okay. Godly. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze.
A number of things don't add up.
All is right.
Let's take a look. How about gather around, kids?
Okay. Okay, kids, now gather around.
The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor and looks at you. The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic about whatever you have planned. Their would-be leader is less amused.
Sometime in the past, I'm not sure when and where, but betrayal was involved. I fell sick and became the shadow you see now. But before that, I have reason to believe I was a police detective. No, let's do I've got bad news for you, Andre. Things don't add up.
What things?
He senses something is wrong.
Your girl Isabel is high as a kite out there. It must have been hard for you boys to keep sober for this meeting.
We don't need drugs to be hardcore.
Shut the fuck up, Egg.
Godly logic. You're officially a debate bro. That's right. I can't even pretend to be a debate bro. It is simply not the life for me. Maybe not today, Egg, but you need drugs to get through the days when you're not expecting me. Why would they have been expecting me anyway? Fuck it.
Climb down from the equestrian monument, cop man. Consciousness is new to the universe. We all have our ways to ease the shock.
Consciousness is new to the universe. Interesting. That's an interesting thing to say. I like it. What a good line. So does Isabel need drugs more than you?
We know she has a problem, man. We're working on it. She didn't exactly have a smooth adolescence.
Underneath, he is furious she ruined it for them. This means trouble for their female friend.
Bottom line is, I know.
What exactly is it you know?
This isn't the makings of a club. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
Where's his friend? Did he lose his friend?
What do you mean, friend?
The other speaker. You only have one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
This may be the brain damage talking, but you've definitely never heard of monodynamic or one-speaker systems.
You have no headphones. Wouldn't Isabel need her headphones to spin tape?
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
I know you pawned them, likely for lab equipment and drug ingredients.
But there is no lab equipment and no drug ingredients.
That nosefet is in here for its active ingredient.
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
Likely pseudoephedrine, almost exactly the shape of ephedrine. Ephedrine makes you happy, and so does pseudoephedrine.
The distilled water, cornerstone of a clean lab.
They're all cellular-based life. What's your point, Lawbringer?
The ether in the air, a useful solvent, good for getting acting agent out of a solution.
Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether.
There's no need for me to pile on anymore, is there?
No shit.
In short, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab.
Come on, that's...
Preposterous, but against the law, punishable by summary execution. Against the law.
Meant to say, not true.
So what are we gonna do with you?
What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing.
Mariana, what? What's up, Hampton? What do you got for me?
The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this. I don't really care. I just wanted to crack the case. Do what you want, and I'll do what I want.
Really?
Of course, not really. No, really. I don't give a shit if these kids do drugs. I want to ask you about something else.
You wanted to just ask me about something else?
Or you can tell me what the plan for the church really was.
He thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth, but closes it again.
Hell yeah.
Then finally raises his hands.
Super cop.
Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not going to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Rivershaw.
There's a D'Angelo song in the Red Dead Redemption 2 soundtrack called Unshaken. You gotta listen to it. I've played plenty of RDR2, thank you, and listened extensively to the soundtrack. Thank you. How would you translate Red Dead Redemption to Spanish? Or what does it mean? I don't... Red Dead Redemption. I don't know. It's like... It's kind of one of those nonsense titles, you know? Red Dead Redemption. It like really has nothing much to do with the plot. Does redemption, is that even a cognate? Redemption doesn't sound right. But like, whatever. I guess people die, and that's your death. I guess they bleed. There's your red, but no, certainly nobody gets redeemed in that game.
Because we totally are.
RDR2 might be a good game to stream. I really like it. It's very relaxing.
We just got to turn it into a speed lab first.
You know, to get our foot in the door.
And why did you need me?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
Prevención. Okay, that makes more sense. They're not really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there.
But the sign was way off, too. I couldn't feel the love at all.
So, what now?
This is it. Judgment time.
Doesn't Arthur arguably get redeemed in that game? Only if you make the deer choices instead of the coyote choices. I always make the deer choices. I'm like a huge bitch in video games. Given the choice between morally correct decisions and morally poor decisions, I'm always nice in video games. Okay, judgment time. I also don't want to see you again. Let's do this clean. Wouldn't work without the lab. Proceed with both. I've looked in a spooker situation before I decide what to do with you. Let's do this clean. No speed lab, just a club for hypnotic music.
Yeah! I knew it. It's impossible now.
No, Andre, it's harder now. This hard cop has come to show us how much the fish is, and the fish is always so much more. We all know there was never going to be a club for Nordic music with the Speed Lab. Now it has a fighting chance.
What's that about a fish?
There needs to be a club for Nordic music in there. Needs to. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it here. It's all just drugs and we're slaves and I can't. We are running out of time.
Damn. Egghead is making sense, I'm afraid. I like to be nice in video games because unlike in real life it's usually rewarded. Dark. Not false.
We need a win, Andre. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light.
Okay, Egghead. I'm electing Egghead as president of the Revachol and Anodic Dance Club. That's my right as the authority in the room. Let's call this incident crime prevention, but I have my eye on you.
Okay. We'll try to do it without the drugs. We'll do a straight club up in there, spinning the maddest reels, and nothing but, I swear to God. Okay, Egg?
From here on, it'll be straight all the way.
That's it for now.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
Okay then. What's over here? Tribalistic markings, a pole screwed into the ice. Trash. Okay. What else is around here? Let's go talk to whatever her name is.
Shaggy-haired girl
Isabel.
kneels on the sea ice. She looks up as you approach.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
Yeah, I'll help.
Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
I'd like to know more about your
My
associates.
associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
What do you mean? You must know something about them.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
Are you carrying a boombox on your shoulder? Yeah, I broke my pry bar trying to get into that church, and now I need a new emotional support held object, so I picked the boombox.
To the cops.
What about... what about you? Tell me something about yourself.
Me? I'm a silver bird.
Okay, maybe I'll ask later about all this.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there?
Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
What a sentence you just uttered. That's what happened.
She's less prone to blurt it out, crab man, than the others.
We'll see. Go ahead and tell me.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Lloyd calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother. You know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
Go on.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent.
Yeah, that's spooky. I don't even like hearing about it.
Before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out.
Ugh.
End of story.
Her emotional support object is how she finds equilibrium because she's old.
Crab, you say?
What did this crab man look like?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
Come on. She obviously could. She already went into detail.
Quit stalling on me. What did he look like?
He looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way.
A crab and a banger?
Yes, a banger. As in a mess gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw.
A gangster crab. You're wrong. No, I believe you.
Why?
Why? Strange things happen.
Okay then. They certainly do around me.
Your associates tried to use me to set up a drug lab. I'm guessing you knew of this plan.
I did, and I'm sorry. for what it's worth, which isn't much.
This is why I didn't go into the tent. Typical delinquency.
You don't get to choose your posse, they choose you. Mine are idiots, but they're mine. I tried to talk Andre out of it. I even tried not to lie to you.
Going through the Oscar favorites viewing, seeing The Brutalist tomorrow, watched Anora last week. Have you seen them? I haven't seen The Brutalist, but I did see Anora. I liked it a lot. It's really, really good. It didn't quite make my top 5 for the year, but I think that that guy whose name I'm constantly forgetting does deserve Best Director just for his body of work. And I'm not upset that it won Best Picture. I think it, it might as well.
Indeed. She merely tried to omit the truth instead.
I don't care. I'm loco. I just wanted you to know that I know about the plan. Shit. Instead you opted to omit the truth. It's the same thing.
I know, but I knew you'd see...
Sean Baker, yes, thank you.
I'm not an idiot. I should have been able to control them, and I will in the future. I promise. May I ask, what did you tell them? Do what you will with your dance club plans, just no drug labs. Thank you. I'll get them under wraps, I promise.
Okay, goodbye. Oh.
A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
What is this?
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
Push it over.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
I pushed it over with my boombox. Shit like this is the reason I miss Tucson. Shout out to the loft. Yes. Smaller, did you and I ever go to the loft together? I can't remember. I want to say no, but we should have. What a missed opportunity.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Open the padlock.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Apparently, Eternite is asbestos concrete. Whoa. Okay.
Let's go.
A great whoosh of air.
We did! We saw Don't Look Now!
As though rushing to fill a great vacuum.
No, not Don't Look Up. Don't Look Now. Really, really weird 70s horror movie.
In the heart of the city.
Super creepy. Whoa. Wow. Yeah, I have thoughts. Strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Nope. I shouldn't run, but I will. More of the Fort's lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles now looks intentional, some forgotten style. Equations. What's over here? I don't see any people. Donald Sutherland, yes. Prayer book has been left open. Please feel the appropriate level of guilt. Yeah, I wanna, my impulse is to find the holy water and do the thing. Yep. Oh, nope, go back.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
I think I still hear
and
something.
Then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums, it seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow. If not blotted out, outright. Truly unusual.
Oh, there's a little bat.
You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Huh. Yell!
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
Stomp your feet, clap your
You
hands.
produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
What's
The
happening?
lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
How weird. Almost nothing. It's beginning to worry me. Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like
I
this.
wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is.
Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around
The
us.
lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
Look up into the bell tower. Being an altar girl sounds dangerous. Yeah. Well, there's a reason there's no such thing.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible.
I think.
Then disappear.
If there's any such thing as an altar
darkness
girl.
on the tower.
Altar boys only. Girls aren't allowed to participate in such things. Try to see beyond the shadows. Are you kidding? What bullshit?
Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin.
Try to make out something.
There's nothing. You're dizzy and disoriented as you see dark and more dark rising.
Officer, what are you looking at?
What's the darkness like?
Filled with vague shapes of woodwork. The sense of a great height.
Blink.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to talk to it. Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently. The crab man.
Say nothing. Be quiet for now.
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
My Catholic church growing up in the 90s had altar boys and girls. Pretty informal there. Okay. Stand corrected.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy. But don't worry. Everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in general. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Rivershore.
The right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
The Mesk, I think it's clear, are the coolest nationality in this game. They are absolutely sick.
A true narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Istanbul or Constantinople? You know what? Turkey has it now. They get to decide what it's called. It's Istanbul.
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Sheesh.
Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem, and it's been getting out of hand lately, but...
It's not through the way.
Oof.
I see deep inside.
Not with the way.
Your body and your spirit are suffering
Charlie.
from overindulgement. And you don't even know it.
I'm very in touch with my own suffering.
Not all of it.
Estás
I was
crudo.
like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit.
This is a Charlie.
Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
He sounded so chilanga. It's funny, like, my Spanish sucks. It's not good. It's very, very hard for me to get around in Mexico. Like, I can do it. It's okay. But by the end of the day, I'm like ultra tired. My head hurts. Like, Spanish is hard for me. But because my family is so chilango, like they're you know, like, I don't know, Mexico City, my sort of like cultural understanding is that Mexico City has a sort of similar relationship with like Guadalajara is like they have the kind of relationship that like New York City versus LA has. Mexico City is extremely urban. The place my family is from is like super, super poor and not great. So the accent that I grew up with in Spanish is, I don't know, it's like having, the way I speak Spanish is like having a first grader's mastery of English, but in like a deep Queen's accent, you know? So it makes me sound a little bit ridiculous. Let's see. For some reason, I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes. This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
After trying to learn Russian, learning Spanish is easy. They say, yeah, Russian's hard. Russian's super hard.
You have no idea.
They don't have articles though, so that's nice.
About. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he's swimming.
I'm not saying they are the Mexican and LA and NYC. I'm saying that they have a similar relationship with each other in regards specifically to their accents. Okay, like the Guadalajara accent, like the people I've met from Guadalajara is like kind of sing-songy in the same way that LA, people from LA always have the upspeak, you know, and they always sound like really friendly, which belies how actually super shallow and mean they are. You know what I mean? It's a similar thing. That's what I mean.
'Tis not an act, my liege. Saving perchance, he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
Do you know where the other spooker is?
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is grandma?
So there is another person living in the church, and it's a viejita. This is, I feel like the other mezcaleros we're not just speaking Spanish, they're speaking some,
no,
you know.
I just call her viejita because of her
some
clothes.
Made-up language, I don't know.
She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And you don't know where she is.
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you got nothing else to tell me how she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back,
or search through her radio computer.
You must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, it's really more like a spider.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there?
Wait, did you also carve all those sculptures?
Sure am.
New skill point.
Wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness.
All these figures look half finished.
It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it.
Okay, what were you before you became a crab man and a wood carver?
I was in a gangway. but my memories of that time are faded. Most of them are already gone.
I lost my memory too, and it haunts me.
No, man. You gotta let that shit go. Then the mother's light touch will fill you with rapture.
The good thing about being bilingual in Spanish and English is that I can understand 70% of most languages in the world. True. If you understand a Romance language, that's like you're knocking out big old swaths of at least Italian and Portuguese. French is like a little bit like when you, I don't know, when you understand a few French words in the sort of like rhythm of the language, yeah. But like for a while I was double majoring in Spanish. I switched it to a minor, but I was a major long enough at University of Arizona to do the, like when you do a Spanish major at University of Arizona, they make you take a year of Portuguese. I think 2 years of Portuguese, because it's just that simple. if you know enough Spanish, then Portuguese is super easy to pick up.
Do you remember your name, sir?
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
I don't do names either. Names are out. I don't care what mine is.
That's not quite right. Well, you're getting somewhere. Any one of us could have been anything else. We are all one who sing the mother's glory.
What are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness.
And Romanian, how can I
This
forget?
church was built around for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Interesting. Who's this mother of silence you keep talking about?
That's no simple question, Hassan. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark, beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
Prima, ¿cuál es tu canción o artista favorito mexicano? Is Mon Laferte Mexican? I think so, right? I like her. She's sick. What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
Are you sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you. To his very own self.
Faith is a kind of drug. It is.
I heard that before, Way. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
True, he has a point.
There are drugs darker than alcohol circling your system.
I guess you have a point.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it. I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
You should sing for me, the superstar cop. Singing is good. We should all sing a bit more.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart.
Okay, but talk about Huanga. What's there to say about Huanga? He's the goat.
You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
Truthfully, I think that Mexican music is way underrated in, just in the global music world. Nobody writes better love songs. Nobody has a better history of like the vocal control and talent of people like Juan Gabriel is like insane. Like the Mexican music tradition is all about the kind of performativity of like what sort of like heights can you get to your voice and like not even just in terms of like high notes or whatever, but like how extreme a performance can you get your voice to do it. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot to appreciate from every global music tradition, I'm sure, but yeah, Mexican music is something else. Oh, I also like all the old boleros, the everything that Tres Caballeros do. Yes, it's an excellent Disney movie, but it's also a trio of very good guitarists who write heartbreaking songs about women who are about to leave you. How did you even find this place, this church? Women who are about to leave you, and it definitely isn't your fault, by the way.
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was.
Did you say it twice? He did say it twice. I don't know what that was about.
Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me in a way. It didn't belong to me.
Had it already with Boys Around Here, yes. I instructed everybody to listen to Boys Around Here.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
Yikes. Most Americans could only name Bad Bunny. He's not even Mexican. That boy's Puerto Rican.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Vicente Fernandez, of course. Of course. Los Sonideros. Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. What do you think about that?
10 outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Wouldn't ask Americans about Mexican culture these days, TBH. It's like, Mexican culture is great on its own, but like, especially, compared to what American culture is offering the world right now. Like, what are we offering the world, really? What is the last cultural institution, cultural landmark we gave to the world? What is it? It can't have been any sooner than like 15 years ago. Maybe like Avengers Endgame, Or do they have reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore.
I think I talked about this on a previous stream. I don't remember, but I was definitely talking to one of my professors about it a couple weeks ago, about how interesting it is that like truly so far the defining cultural like artistic event of at least in America of the 2020s is the Kendrick Drake beef, and that's fascinating. The Kendrick Drake beef, and that's super super interesting. Like, first of all, because it's like it's about hating, it's about being a fucking hater, and also that it's like it's kind of a battle between the inaccessibility of insider culture versus the sort of commodification of the pain of the oppressed that like that's what Kendrick's so mad about. It has nothing to do with like with who Drake, like, of course he doesn't like Drake, but it's not about not liking Drake. He doesn't like what Drake represents about what that industry has turned into. And the way that he's expressing that is by like, writing all these verses that make absolutely no sense unless you are in that world really, And I'm not in that world really. Like, I'm not going to pretend to be, so I have to go and do research about it. Like, culture should require something of you, it should challenge you. Anyway, I think that's interesting. So what do you think about the nightclub?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go.
Let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk.
Nice to have some company.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Interesting. Okay, let's go check out all these little dots. And then probably call it a night. Euphoria is like maybe the angriest song ever written. Yeah, I need to watch FD's video on it. I'm sure it's great. Have you seen Kendrick and May? I'm very jealous. Whoop. Okay. Seems like the worst time to bring up Emilia Perez. I've not seen it. I probably won't for a while. But I do love bad movies, so.
In the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained
Ooh, listen to that sound.
It's turned on, quivering with soft electricity.
A radio computer. And it's turned on.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yeah, but what is this
A
thing?
radio computer. We have one down at the station. No, I don't know how to operate it or what it's used for. Let's go.
This is the Ream Prefect radio computer. A model number RC7024. Equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer.
Discord watch along, maybe. I'll think about it.
The Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits.
Being there as each song released was so hype. What a lovely moment in time. Truly. And also, like, that's you know, that's part of what's interesting about it is that, like, it's not a... Like, I think a movie, like, I think Wicked is genuinely a good movie, but it's like even the good things that we put out, like Wicked is a throwback. It's an adaptation. It's you know, it's trying to recall something we did in the past and bring it to the present moment. But like that was a cultural moment that was using modern technology in a genuine way, you know? Like, oh my God. Responding to Drake within minutes of, you know, of Drake's response is like you couldn't do it any other way. And also like just the fact that, you know, that one factor of Kendrick being so mad is Drake using AI, and not only Drake using AI, but using AI to bring back Tupac is so tasteless and gross, and like, how could he ever possibly think that would be a good idea? It's just it's a very, very 2020s cultural moment. I love it. Let's investigate.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open.
There's a Mexican parody of Emilia Perez that's set in Paris. I don't remember what it's called. Don't ask me, but it's very, very funny. My Mexican privileges have been revoked. Why? Okay.
The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Look inside.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. This is the machine's filament memory. Press play to access its contents.
Okay.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver.
Johann Sacrebleu, exactly. That's what it is. It's on YouTube. Everybody should go watch it. Mexicans are really, really good at parody.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the ear.
Good afternoon, votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat, is this the personal log?
This is a human interface. A retired person sitting behind a switchboard somewhere.
Oh, what's the personal log?
The filament you have inserted into the core.
Do you mean that glowing thing with tape on it said log? Thanks for the explanation.
That was a question. Have you inserted it into the car?
Maybe? No. Maybe.
If you are unsure, could you please take a look?
How do I do that?
Open the hatch on the compartment. Don't touch the wires. A current is running through it, but the core is safe. There's a filament inside. I need good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
This is the police. Please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt. For stress accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
What's Fortress Accident?
The company on whose name the terminal you're currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
Yeah, this is good voice acting.
Fortress Accident SCS produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
That's not bad.
So conceptual. What's that? This interactive call-in radio game.
Any other questions?
Oh, okay. Are you machine or are you live?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Isabel.
She repeats password. Programming people are.
Yvonne, my partner here tells me no. I shouldn't do that. Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are for stress accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
Doesn't it get lonely? Sitting there all by herself.
Doesn't get lonely doing this job?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk all day to people like you over a warm cup of tea.
That's why she does this.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do for you for stress accident.
Thanks, but I'm finished with this call.
Goodbye for stress accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Yvonne gives huge... okay. Is it Hüge? Somebody tell me. Somebody write it out in phonetically. Did I look at the mural? No, not yet. That's the last thing I'll do.
Nothing happens.
On this stream. Okay, leave then. What else? Is it possible it's recording something? 2 decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. Someone siphoning electrical current from the outside into this antenna. Okay. Oh, wait.
In white,
okay,
silver,
here we go.
and apricot faience, The young mother
Hugo.
of humanism
Yeah, okay.
stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs. Clearly
Whoa,
visible
yeah.
from underneath her flowing dress.
Those sure are lungs.
You should
Weird.
kneel.
Okay,
Your
let's
knees
kneel.
touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There, you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass.
Close your eyes first.
The world is
Ooh.
silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you, it covers you from the wind outside. The ocean feels distant, its ebb and flow blocked off by the centuries-old pinewood sarcophagus around you. In the darkness, you sense her eyes on you, inspecting you with their multicolored glass, as if you're a bug under a microscope. The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips, and a glint in her green-blue eye of what? Compassion? Remorse? She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. You.
It's... it's compassion.
As that soft word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder.
Kim's into it too.
Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
This is Dolores Day.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Raver's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Setsa, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps.
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism? A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Use your point to invest in the shivers skill. That's a good idea. Let's do that now. Which one is it? There we go. Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here.
Who conducted this raid?
Well, your station was involved, I hear. Although I can't be sure.
How come the lieutenant isn't sure? Is this confidential information?
You're not sure.
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I don't remember being here.
I am pretty sure it was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything more about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
Kim, are you a follower of DeLoreanism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin.
That's interesting. I should like to know more about this religion.
The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically.
I didn't think you were spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance.
How did I know this was the mother of humanism?
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is Her Innocence Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
What exactly is an innocence?
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
She looks like a lever, said Incel Cop. A ruler?
More. Innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our time. And innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. And innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
Is one in office now?
No, we are alone.
Jeez. Okay. When did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Mawindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Serene, modern-day Sir Laclay. Also, that she was gorgeous beyond beauty, draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed.
Where's this coming from?
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away. No, you must know.
What else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the anti-DeLorean court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene La Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on.
Bye, Smaller. Enjoy White Lotus. It's another one I need to catch up on.
She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt.
I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Mess in the Occident and even far away Supran Windy, altogether 21 of the 40 Mundial nations of the time, immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning.
Her crowning?
In a city called Advesperaskit in Vespa Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
I don't care how she looked. I don't care. It doesn't hurt me.
Oh, she was insultingly beautiful. She was humanity's young mother, a perfect mother. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen.
Then what?
One of the men in this secret service killed her
Oh.
22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely
This is wild.
something
World building. My god, what?
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents. Dolores Day was shot in the chest with a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
No, there was something bad about her. I want to know.
You already do. Although she's often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day. Constantly surrounded by her Theriers, she was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the Innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal
Whoa.
for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity, suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity.
We wouldn't know anything about that kind of behavior today, now would
She
we?
adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacentic, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
Officer, you've stood there for over 5 minutes. What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
She's somehow connected to the case.
She's been dead for 300 years. I am almost 1,000% certain she isn't connected to the case. None of this is.
Dolores DEI.
Because
More like.
this isn't a good place to get lost in.
Ugh. Reconstruct with cracked glass.
A jigsaw
Yay!
of shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And a text, a light motif below them both.
What shattered this mosaic?
Unknown.
Okay.
Something during the raid the lieutenant mentioned. Or just hooligans looking for something to break.
Who is this older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden rights apfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocent stay advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto, what does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then, along the left side, après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau. After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death.
Lieutenant, this used to say after life, death, after...
Life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in DeLorean sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine.
Fuck's sake,
it was
dude.
a macho thing.
So, she actually is Dolores DEI. Love that. What is the RCM motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
Prudence, very masculine. I like the other one better.
So do I.
Step back.
The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression.
Turn away. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, and we'll get into the computer next time. Chat says that's the password to the computer, so I will keep that in mind. Help the Ravers start a nightclub, look into the spookers in the church. Didn't I already do that? Let's see. I have so much to do. In here and in general. It's been brought to your attention that you're an alcoholic and that it's a sickness and it's killing you. You're crawling on your knees through life, your booze-filled belly dragging on the ground, your brain now fuzzy, now in overdrive, your hair sticking together with today's cold sweat and yesterday's vomit. Hot. Perhaps they're right. Anything's better than this. Even bone-dry reality itself. Maybe you can quit. Maybe. We'll see. That's a job for next time. Good night, y'all. I will be back Thursday. See you then. Have a DeLorean evening. You as well. Good night. Good night. Good night.